Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Let's tap right in and see what storyline and spirit would like to share with you this afternoon. Collective energy, please, spirit. Collective energy. What storyline would you like to share with the collective, please, spirit? What storyline would you like to share with the collective, please, spirit? Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit. All right. In the central energy. In the central energy, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. A new cycle is about to begin anew. A reset. An abundant reset for you. So this reset means abundance for you, prosperity. In the challenge position, you have the Seven of Swords. Somebody's being a fraud, wanting to steal your stuff. In the subconscious, you've got the Star. Renewal. A new cycle is beginning of prosperity and renewal. And you're challenged because you still got this energy here. It doesn't have anything better to do than try to stick somebody with a sword or a bad rap. In the recent past, you've got the Nine of Swords. Somebody's in a nightmare. Their fear is an awful thing. So they're in a Nine of Swords, fear, trauma energy. Intentions and expectations. Seven of Wands. Perseverance. Standing up for yourself. They're in a trauma. They're going to have to stand up for themselves. They're going to have to persevere through a challenge in the near future. Queen of Wands in the upright. Stepping into your life's purpose, laser focused and determined. The lens is being looked through. Is the Empress in the upright. Fertility. New life. New cycle, new life, renewal, rejuvenation, nurturing, evolution. in the environment. Whoa, holy smokes. That came out and did a flip-flop. In the environment, you got the Hierophant reversed. A hypocrite. Going against the grain, according to their own personal beliefs. Disconnected from the Most High. Arrogant, thinking themselves God. Saying one thing and doing the other. Saying they're a person of God, but then doing the opposite of. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. So they could be afraid of this Wheel of Fortune here. Destiny, fate. And the outcome? Ooh, the Emperor reversed. Dominator, tyrant, being reckless. And we got a Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So somebody's listening to their heart, regarding love and possibility. They're a successful business leader, perhaps. King of Pentacles. Disciplined. So this person may want to offer a Ten of Cups union to the Empress here. Star. New love. We'll have to check it out, get some more clarification. Somebody's making difficult decisions about a reconciliation. They've been disconnected and they're trying to defend their beliefs because they're in a Ten of Wands burden. Or because this King of Swords is putting some hard work in to get into the truth of things. And I think these people are getting their gifts taken away. Telepathy, third eye, sight, astral traveling ability. I really feel like they're getting that stuff taken away because they've been trying to destroy this reunion and the unions for it. So it looks to me like they're gonna get their stuff taken away because you are coming together in this marriage, and that's an ending, an ending to this. Using romance to gain a foundational structure. You've gained a victory over this. Queen of Swords. You have mental clarity. You've won over this, and you've got your Nine of Cups. Wish come true here. With the King of Cups, it looks like it's possible. Yeah, Two of Cups. I got the message earlier in a new beginning here, based on truth, and that's the world. The world turns. So it looks like you're going to be coming into some actual real deal stuff. This Five of Swords, somebody was trying to abuse a high priestess, and very quickly they're going to find themselves in this Ten of Swords defeat. They should back off. These upside down people are upside down. The Most High God is fully aware of what they've been doing, and there's been a change in structure and authority. Hypocrites aren't in control anymore. peace. You're at peace. Ace of Pentacles, abundance and prosperity. You're at peace. You could be getting a new career, something that's offering you a better wage, a better financial opportunity. Ooh, look at that. Addictions in the reverse. You don't have any bad habits. Or if you, you know, what some people may say, that's a bad habit. Say like, you know, if you drink all the time, then you probably got an addiction. If you have a glass of wine, you know, with dinner a few times a week, once or twice a week, or however that looks. Or if you go out occasionally with friends and you have a few glasses of wine or whatever, that's not an addiction. I mean, it could be technically, if you wanted to really get technical about it, you could consider it if it's a habitual pattern. But it looks to me like you're coming into an Ace of Pentacles, new career and financial opportunity. You have no addictions. You have no bad habits. There's no bad habitual patterning that you have developed. Everything in moderation, right? Moderation. I mean, I love jelly beans and pies and cookies and stuff. But you got to do it in moderation. And then sometimes that means not putting it in the house. Because midnight snack or wandering around wants that stuff. All right, so you got somebody here. You're challenged by somebody who is in a Seven of Swords energy. They're trying to be tricky. They're trying to get away with fraud for things. For things. They want your things. So somebody's been deceiving you or betraying you or trying to steal your things. They want to steal your things. You're the Star. You've got rejuvenation and renewal here. A new prosperous adventure. You're not addicted to anything. You're in the middle here. You're moderate. There's no real highs. There's no real lows. You know, you're not living in the white or the black. You're kind of in shades of gray, and you're kind of flowing along and doing your thing. Creativity. You're a creator. So you've got rejuvenation and renewal, and you've got solutions for such things. That might be part of your new career, is to teach solutions, being creative about your healing. Nine of Swords in the recent past. Somebody's in a nightmare. Oh, somebody's in a nightmare because they didn't get your spiritual throne. And they have expectations of having to persevere or stand up for themselves now. They're thinking they're going to need protection. They're in a nightmare. They're in a nightmare. They didn't get your spiritual throne, and you're being remembered. Or somebody's remembering something. Somebody remembers what they did. They're thinking they're going to have to stand up for themselves because folks remember what they did here. Trying to gain your identity, your life path, your energy. Queen of Wands, confident, determined to live her life. Yeah, optimistic. She's all fired up and passionate. She's like, I'm going to live this life, and I'm going to live this life to the best of my ability. And these little jackwagons decided to come along and try to knock her off her square. And she was like, oh, no, you don't. And the lens that's being looked through is this Empress. The Queen of Wands, she might be in her Queen of Wands energy here. She might actually be an Empress. Star. She may have elevated, evolution. Do nothing. Evolution, there's nothing to do, nothing. She doesn't have to do anything. She didn't do anything except just be determined to live in the face of this hypocrite who was saying you needed to behave this way but doing the exact opposite. So it was very confusing because you're damned if you do and damned if you don't with this. And it's a trap. This snake was trapping people. Trapping people. So they were acting as though they were a person of God, you know, of high morals and ethics and honor and all that. But they were a hypocrite, upside down hierophant, hypocrisy, going against the grain, according to their own personal beliefs. Pretending that they were a person of God, but they were doing the exact opposite. Really dark, snaky, shady stuff. The wheel is turning here. The wheel of fortune is turning on this destiny for the innocent. So this person there's a fear that the innocent are going to run into a destiny, or perhaps he's hopeful that he'll be seen as innocent and go into that. But we do have the Emperor in the reverse, so there's a domineering, reckless tyrant there. The wheel is turning for the innocent. Oh, justice. This reckless dominator tyrant is receiving justice, or getting justice, or justice is being delivered onto this person. This Hierophant reverse snake. Hierophant reverse snake. Emperor reverse. Somebody's putting justice out on this person because you were able to preserve yourself. You survived. So with your self-care, that was your defense from this wise guy, against this wise guy who was trying to drive you into conflict. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you preserved yourself through self-care. Self-care is not selfish. Okay, and that enabled you to defend yourself from this wise guy who was trying to drive you into a conflict, into inner turmoil, into a life of chaos. But you were caring for yourself, and you took care of your mental, your emotional, your energetic, your electrical, all that stuff that went into it, and it was prophesied. These ancestors are going to get a visitation from a shining one. Or maybe these ancestors want to visit a shining one. These vain people looking for love from you. You're a peaceful person, so they want your love, but they want to puppet your creator ability. You've already survived these people. There's a backstory here. You survived. They're wanting to appear as you and be perceived as a leader. But you've got forgiveness, and you're seen as faithful. This kin is receiving a message. Your pathway is open. You're free to be you. This religion from an invisible place was trying to be you and get your evermore. Playing both sides of the coin, the devil against God. Working it real hard. Martyring those who were conscientious, wholesome, and kept their house clean. Who attention is brought to this wholesome person and the competition that they were bringing to them. This teacher is here and now. Huh. Service, arcana in service. Communicating from home, with the home, in the home, and it's time. It's time for all of this. Somebody's afraid that you're going to get congratulated. Somebody's afraid of you being congratulated and entering into a limelight position. This tribe of witches needs a body. They may be looking, this could be very important. They need a body of somebody who's important. I heard alcoholic. So they could be looking for somebody who drinks a lot, whose spirit body is has been loosened from the temple through alcohol abuse. So they may be trying to do that so that they can go play the part and be seen as them. They might be trying to spy on their location. Anyway, lots of stuff going on by the marauders, the masqueraders. Justice is happening. Time. Too late to take any action. So you are here in your Ace of Pentacles. You're starting a new venture, a new prosperous venture. You have no addictions. Whatever you do is in moderation. You've got somebody here in regret. They were lying on you. They wish it had never happened. They were trying to destroy you, and all they did was destroy themselves. They were coming after you with betrayal to steal your things. And not just your things, but your light, your life, the very breath, and your ability to live. Forgiveness. So they were trying to fraudulently steal your stuff, lying, stealing your stuff. There's no forgiveness here. They're challenged because there's no forgiveness. They're challenged because you got your new prosperous venture. You don't have any addictions. And they're like, oh, why did I do that? And it's like, because you're not forgiving them. You're the star. You're getting into your creativity. You are renewing and rejuvenating. You've got a spiritual fortune. And you're in your purpose here. You're getting real creative about it. They couldn't steal your destiny. They're in regret about this. In a nightmare. They could not take your spiritual throne. They could not steal your light, star. This person tried to steal your light and take your life path, and they didn't get it. They threw their own life away trying to steal yours. And now they have to stand up for themselves. Or maybe they're in a nightmare. They didn't get your spiritual throne because you stood up for yourself and was able to maintain control. And you're remembering. See, they're expecting you to persevere, to be remembered, to remember. Queen of Wands, very optimistic for life. You're like, you're not just going to lay down and let some energy thief take your life because they want the wealth that you possess. Greedy, brutal, cruel. You're the Empress, or you could be an Empress, or there is an Empress present here. You may have evolved into the Empress status. You didn't do anything. You were not guilty. You didn't retaliate. All you did was persevere, and you escaped this. You were able to escape it. You've got the Hierophant reversed here in the environment. It's a snake, a hypocrite, going against the grain, saying, you know, acting as though they were a man of God when they were being very, very evil. So they were being, you know, saying they were a man of God, doing very, very evil things. And I think they were putting that energy onto others and then condemning others for that. But they were innocent. They didn't do it. It was entrapment and stuff like that. A setup to trap souls and energy. And the seeds of the womb of creation. So not just human seeds, but, you know, all the seeds. They wanted the seeds. All right, where'd you go? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. So, hypocrite, snake. We got unappreciated in the reverse. So we got appreciated. The wheel of destiny is turning for the innocent. They're afraid of that. They're hoping that they can be that. Soul tie. So the innocents are in a soul tie. They're always connected. Yeah, third wheel enemy, emperor reverse, tyrant. Justice is happening here. And they don't know what to do. They have low energy. They're in the shadows. They're in the dark. Justice is happening here. They don't know what to do. They're lying. They're trying to lie their way out of it. They're feeling, they're hurting from the damages that they have caused by lying regarding an irreplaceable person, this empress here, whose love can never be matched. People are talking about this. This person has been found unworthy. They sabotage themselves. Everybody is talking about it. They're going to get what they gave. They're going to get left alone. No support system, no love, nobody to care for them. They're going to be taken away from this reciprocity. They're not going to get equal give and take. Space. Well, maybe there'll be space between you and this snake. And you'll go into a union of reciprocity because they see your side of the story and have understanding of what these little they're feeling broken and shattered about this situation. They were trying to stop your reunion, to steal your reunion, to steal your union. They wanted to be seen as this empress. They've been working with a Hierophant reverse snake and an emperor reverse. They wanted to steal the life path of this star empress who didn't do anything. She's very passionate about self-care, about survival. She's very passionate about her life and very optimistic that she's going to keep it no matter what kind of snake comes at her, spilling back this double talk, split tongue. And somebody may think it's time. It's too late to take any action on this. Somebody wants to call and hear your voice and have a conversation. You are in a commitment. I want you to be a part of my future. Oh, somebody. It's almost time. Look at that. It's time for a conversation and a commitment. Somebody wants that. Your heart will mend. You're in this soul contract. Star Empress, you're coming into some good stuff. There is some unfinished business with this third-party enemy stuff that was trying to take your place, chasing after your union that you did not give up on. The truth is here about them telling jokes and laughing, thinking it was great fun, daydreaming about being you. They're in disagreement about your inseparable union. I wish you understood how I feel. And it's like, you know, you're in your new chapter and they're stuck and overwhelmed by the habitual patterns that they have. They're low vibrational and they're reflecting, they're remembering all the mistakes they made. They missed their opportunity, they've been found guilty, and they're getting detached. And that's just the way it is. They're unsatisfied, it's an unexpected outcome, and they're trying to run away. They're being held back. They will be made absent from you. They'll be having to live with all their secrets. They're very confused because their pride, they played in the shadows and neglected their responsibilities. It's just the way it is. It's what it is. It's the truth is out. It is what it is. Can't defend it. It's irrefutable. Some people wanted a family and to love that family, and some people wanted to destroy it and to pretend. For status. To fill a role that they're not equipped or prepared to fill. They don't have the capacity or the ability to do what is necessary in that role. They're a hypocrite, a liar, a thief. They set people up and condemn them. They use the split tongue. You know, they say they want you to go out and do this dirty deed, and then they turn right back around and they slap you for it. It's like these people in these wars, it's like thou shalt not kill, right? But then they have this war, and then they draft the men and make them go in there and kill people, and then they condemn them for doing so. It's this hypocrite, snaky kind of a, you know, I am God kind of a thing, and they got really whacked out in a kabasa. So you got your Ace of Pentacles here. You're an abundant being. You're coming into a new prosperous venture. You have no addictions. You're not out here being a loser, you know, creating trouble for people, trying to disrupt their lives or destroy your very own. Somebody is in a regret about this. They wish they had never happened. They were coming after your stuff. They didn't care about you. They tried to destroy an innocent person who is a very good person, here to help people. They tried to destroy this person and steal their life. They thought they were more entitled to breathe the air that this star was breathing than the star themselves had to breathe. And now they're tired. They don't have any energy. They're not the star. They're not the empress. They don't know how to nurture themselves. They don't know how to nurture anybody. And yet they wanted to be on this spiritual throne, trying to walk the walk. They don't have the capacity. They can't even do it for self. They just wanted the money. They wanted the things. There's no forgiveness here because there's many flames. Many flames. This person has deceived many flames. Many star beings. But they could not steal the destiny of this particular creator star, Empress. In her Queen of Wands energy here in the near future, somebody might get whacked with that stick because she's being fierce. She's like, she's tired of people trying to frickin' put her light out. Jealous little hoe bags wanting to steal her freaking life because they're too lazy to work up their own life. Tempted. The star was not tempted. The star is not tempted. They could not steal the star's destiny because the star was not tempted. The star is coming into their prosperous new venture. They have no addictions. Whatever they were trying to pin on this star was a complete fallacy and lie. And now they're in a freaking nightmare because they could not steal the spiritual throne of this person. They're an empty. Their cup is empty. They could be an empty vessel. They might have given up their soul, you know, being promised that this was going to work or something. I don't know, but they don't. Their cup is empty. You were able to stand up for yourself, and you're either being remembered as a child of God or somebody that is very important, or you're either being remembered or you're remembering. You remember everything they did to you. Playing at love, playing games with love. Your life isn't in ruins. They could not cause you to go into ruins. You stood up for yourself. You persevered. You're the Queen of Wands here. Optimistic in your high vibing energy, regardless of what nastiness came to you. And this is the thing, see? They lay nasty, brutal stuff onto you. And if you get angry about it, and lash out, then that's actually embodying the energy of anger, and then you look like you're an angry person. And that's how they did it. Like, they act all sweet, but then they split the tongue, and then they go do things against you to make you act out, and then they lay their karma on you for acting like a crazy person. And they get away with it. That's their escape. It's so difficult not to respond in a negative or angry manner when your electrical system is being tampered with, when your emotional body is being messed with, like with all these extra energies, when your mental body is racing with stupidity, and it doesn't even belong to you. It's like an implant, a stream of just crap. And that's a manipulation that these ones have been doing all this time. It's a tactic. Crimes against the people. And you're leaving. You've taken it as far as you can this time around, and you're walking away. You're very optimistic. You're determined to live your life, and you're like, look, I'm going to live my life. I'm not your sacrifice. You are not taking my life so that you can have money. The Empress didn't do anything and is escaping this malarkey. Stood up for herself, is remembered, is remembering all of the games that these ones have been playing with love. They couldn't cause her to be in ruins. And again, we've got forgiveness in the reverse. She was able to escape these little jackwagons, and then no forgiveness. No forgiveness. Forgiveness is permission to remain connected in the energy, to remain in this transaction of back and forth kind of crap with this hypocrite. It's like, no, cut off. It's like sever the tie. Release, release, release. We're not coming to an agreement. We're not having a treaty. We're not having a ceasefire. We're not having nothing except a complete and total separation. They're grieving. So they're a Hierophant reverse. They're an unconventional, going against the grain, personal belief hypocrite. This snake, there's an appreciation. So it says unappreciated in the reverse. So somebody is appreciating. Somebody's appreciating. Or it's like It says, I felt like you didn't care. So maybe they're very much caring right now. They're very much in a state of care and grieving. At least they're saying they care. They know you cared. They know you cared. Because it says, I felt like you didn't care, and it's in the reverse. They know you cared. And they're grieving. Because it didn't work out the way they had imagined it. The wheel is turning on the destiny of the innocent people. They're always connected. They're in a soul tie. Secrets. Someone's not telling the whole story. You may not know the whole story. The innocent ones may not know the whole story because of the way that the mental body and all of that had been messed with. There may be some sort of a veil or a covering, a protection of sorts. So you got the Emperor in the reverse, a dominator tyrant, receiving justice. Some justice is happening here. They don't know what to do. They can't make a decision. Burned. They're indecisive. They don't know what to do. They're getting burned. Crumbling. Everything they built is crumbling because they didn't build it on their energy. They built it on stolen energy of stars, of other life forms. They took the life of other beings and lived it while they went into the dark and suffered. So all of that is crumbling. It was a blind spot. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They did not see this coming, and now they're in the dark. Returned to the dark, alone and crushed. Everything's in pieces now, and they need an exit plan because they've lost. And they fell into a rabbit hole. Crazy drama. Their needs aren't being met. And their neglect is ending. The neglect of these guilty parties is ending. They're going under. They're drowning. So, there's that. Hypocrites in power are the worst. Regret. This person, oh, we got regret here twice. You got your Ace of Pentacles, a new venture, a prosperous new venture. This person is in regret. They're tired. They're emotionally exhausted. They don't have any energy. They were trying to behave strategically and trick you into into doing away with you and taking over your life for things. There's no forgiveness here. Nope. There's many flames and a failure. They put out many flames and they're challenged because they failed. Even with all those flames they put out and all that energy that they dressed themselves up in, they still could not become the Empress and steal that spiritual throne. Because the Empress is also a star, a rejuvenator, a vitalizer, a transmuter of ick energy. Very creative with solution providing. They could not steal the destiny of this person because they were not tempted by the snake. there's no addictions. We've got pride. They couldn't steal the destiny. The star empress wasn't tempted by the snake. And they're just full of pride here. They were over themselves because, see, they thought for sure that the star empress would go for it because, what, it worked for everybody else? Or because they would? I don't know. But they're in a nightmare, a trauma, and a despair with a 9 of swords. They did not get the spiritual throne, and their cup is empty. They don't have anything in their cup. They got no money. They got no love. They may not even have a soul. We got imagination. Their mind might be empty. They might have lost or privileges of knowledge and connections within the mental field. You were able to stand up for yourself, to persevere through this unaliving attempt by really evil people who were playing games with love, and they really weren't serious about their care for you. You're remembering all of that, and they couldn't put you in ruins. The things that you have accumulated, they're not going to fall away. You're not in ruins. They could not cause you to go into ruins. You don't have any addictions, and you were not tempted by that snake. They don't know what to do. They couldn't cause ruin for you. Queen of Wands is very optimistic about leaving, about a change. We have too many differences. There's values, and we have too many differences. This Queen of Wands is out of here. She's like, I'm out of here, man. You want the money, and I want love, and you just play games with love. So guess what? We're not going to hang out anymore. And she's not afraid. There's no fear in this Queen of Wands at all. She's like, we got too many differences, and I'm leaving. Very optimistic she is. The Empress is has evolved, and it could be that this Queen of Wands has evolved into this Empress star. They didn't do anything. She didn't do anything. She's innocent here. She was not tempted by the snake. She doesn't have any terrible addictions. She's not prideful. She's not playing around. Whatever these ones did, she was able to escape, and she's not forgiving them. She is not playing with them anymore. They failed. No forgiveness. They failed. Against this particular light, against this particular flame, they failed. The Hierophant reversed, which is a hypocrite. This is somebody who pretends to be a man or a woman of God, and they actually do the devil's work. It's a snake who very much appreciated and knows that you cared. And they're grieving here because it didn't work out the way they imagined, and you're still happy. You're still happy. They could not break you. They couldn't break you. A woman? Yeah, a woman. A woman who can bear, whose temple can bear excruciating amounts of pain during childbirth. That is, I guess it's scientifically unexplainable, really, how much stress the feminine body, the woman's creator's mother's body can undergo, and she still does it again. She goes out and has more children, I don't even know. It's crazy. Anyhow, you got the Wheel of Fortune here, the Wheel of Destiny, moving on the innocent, for the innocent. They're in a soul tie, and there is... You have to be willing to both say and hear the truth. So there could be some secrets. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. So this snake, they're not telling the whole truth. They have to accept it. They can't change this. The wheel is turning. You're an innocent and you got a soul tie here. There's this emperor reverse who's reckless, dominator, tyrant, and they're getting justice. Justice is happening here. They don't know what to do because we've got burned. They may be getting burned, or maybe they got burned. Maybe they got burned by their friends. They don't know what to do. Maybe they're getting burned by their friends. They can't change something. They can't change something. They can't change your position and your role of being of service to the collective. They can't take your position here. It was yours, it's meant for you, and they can't take it. They're under judgment. And they're under judgment because you're an abundant, limitless being who survived with courage. They had covered you in blame and left you lonely and gave you all kinds of reasons to have grief in your life. They're worried because they're in denial. They're in denial. They're worried. They're in denial and they're worried because you've got your freedom here. And there's empathy. You can see both sides of the story. You know exactly what's going on. They have to surrender their need to control. They want forgiveness for the guilt that they're holding regarding this envy. So they want you to forgive the debt is what they want you to do. And you're not going to forgive the debt. You're like, no, you're going to have to go through the steps. You can't just say, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you know how narcissists do? They go out and they cheat and then they come back and they swear they're never going to do it again. And then they do and they do and they do. And it's over and over and over. And until you break away, you got to tear the love out of your heart and say, look, you got to give the love to self and say, look, I'm done here. I'm not playing this game with you anymore. And it's terrible. It's a terrible game that they play. But that's why there can't be any forgiveness. It's like, no, you're actually going to have to go through the experience and really learn the lesson that this type of behavior isn't worth it. And I remember, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, even 5 years ago, they thought it was real funny to teach me a lesson. They thought it was real funny to teach we a lesson. And now it's their turn. And they can't just say, oh, I'm sorry, and get out of it. They got to go suffer the heartbreak, the trauma, the nightmare that you were put in by them. It's the only way you learn. There's not going to be any big favors. Ace of Pentacles, you're coming into your prosperous new venture. You don't have any addictions. They tried to paint you as an addicted, foul person, and you're just not true. They're in regret. They wish that they hadn't done that. They can't change the past. They're tired. They're exhausted. They don't have any energy. You're the star, and they could not steal your energy. There's no big favors here. You're not going to assist them in any way. Nope. You're not going to assist them in any way. They're challenged because they were trying to get away with something tricky. They were committing fraud against you, trying to steal your things and your life because they wanted your things and they wanted the power that came with being you, but they didn't want to do the work to be you. They were just dressing up in the light of other people and pretending that they were this cheap knockoff version, this snake you know, running around as though they're somebody of value, sabotaging everybody. And then telling everybody else that they were sabotaging themselves when it was the snake sabotaging them, you know, gaslighting them, putting it on them. I heard this so many times. If you dare to live boldly, if you dare to live loudly, if you dare to let the song of your soul out, you know, no matter how goofy it sounds, it's like part of your creativity. It's part of your light. It's part of your song, you know, that you're here to put into the world. And it's like, you know, they tell you that by living loud, by being seen, by making noise, you know, without permission, then you're going to get hurt. Something bad's going to happen to you. You're sabotaging yourself. And that was this snake. And this snake may have been trying to say that to you too. But you knew that this was an imposter. And you weren't believing anything this snake had to say. Grapevine and give. So grapevine, I heard something you're going to be interested in. You're not even willing to talk. It could be that there's nothing being gossiped about. You're not going to give any gift. They didn't get the gift. You're the star. They could not take your gifts. They wanted your things. They came after it. There's no forgiveness here. They put out many lights, trying to appear as though they were a star empress. Many flames went into this person's attempt to appear as a star empress out of pride. Love. The star loves themselves. I love you, and I only want to add happiness to your life. And it could be that the star is loved by the Creator. They were not able to steal the destiny of this star. The star was not tempted by the snake. These people were just full of pride, and they were greedy, and they wanted this life, this status, this title. They're in a nightmare with the 9 of Swords energy here, having anxiety. They're very depressed. They couldn't steal the spiritual throne of the Star Empress. No matter how many flames they put out and dressed up in the energy of, they could not pull it off. Their imagination is empty. Their mind is empty. They might not have access to the gifts that allowed them to do this. There may be a growth inside of them. In their mind, in their brain. There may be a growth in their brain. Empty cup, no spiritual throne. You were able to persevere and stand up for yourself. You got protection. You were able to protect yourself. You're remembering and you're being remembered. These ones were playing at love, playing games with love. And now they don't know what to do because you're fully connected to your intuition. And you're not fighting with anybody. You're not fighting. Your life isn't in ruins. You're not going to fight with them. All you did was create barriers. You just put up the barriers. And you held your own. You're not yelling. You're not playing games. You have an understanding of what's been happening here. You're the Queen of Wands, and you're very optimistic about leaving this all behind. You know that the values that are shared here are just too vastly different, and you're leaving. You have no fear of this. There's just too many differences. You're leaving this behind. It's like you just can't cohabitate. it's like two pieces of sandpaper rubbing against each other, you know? It's like, or nails on chalk or on chalkboards or whatever. We got secret in the reverse. So there's no secrets. The secrets are out. You have nothing to fear. There's just too many differences between you. The Queen of Wands is leaving. She may have evolved into Empress status, Star Empress status. She didn't do anything. She was innocent of all of that, and she just put up her barriers and then held her ground. She's escaped this through the self-love and self-care practices. There's no forgiving. There's no communication. There's no agreement to remain connected or attached or in approval of this connection. They failed. You're not willing to be connected to this anymore. We've got vent. I have to get this off my chest. You escaped. You didn't do anything. You're not forgiving them. They failed. There's vent here. Somebody may want to vent. Somebody has to get something off their chest. We saw that growth there, and then the imagination. So there could be something in the mental body, or could be something in the chest area. You're releasing them out of your heart. You're letting them go. The Hierophant reversed. Going against the grain. Personal beliefs. Unconventional, unorthodox, hypocrite. A snake who has been dressing up and pretending to be a chosen one of God. And they've been doing the devil's work. Telling people that they need to behave this way, and then leading them into wars where they actually have to hurt somebody, or situations where they have to defend themselves, and then condemning them for that act. They know that you cared, and they're grieving because you're still happy. It didn't turn out the way that they had expected it to. Trouble in the reverse. You're not going to take a trip with this person. You're not traveling with this person. This person is not traveling with you, and you're happy about it. They can't travel with you. They can't travel in your place. You're innocent, and the wheel of destiny has turned for you. You're in a soul tie. And this snake lied. And they have to accept the things that they cannot change. You have been welcomed, accepted, vindicated. Exonerated, forgiven. These people are very unfriendly. These greedy people are very unfriendly. They've got secrets here. See, they have to accept the things that they cannot change, but they've got secrets, and they're very greedy and unfriendly. It's getting really bad for them. It's time for transition to actually occur. You've got the Emperor in the reverse, a dominator tyrant behaving very recklessly. Justice is being delivered here. They don't know what to do, and the burned card is here. So I don't know if they're getting burned. They're a snake. Maybe they're a witch. Maybe this is how God does it. I don't know. But whatever it is, the change card is in the reverse. They can't change it. And perspective in the reverse. They don't have the same perspective. They don't appreciate this perspective. They can't change this justice that's happening here. What did they call it? See, they think that the justice that they are receiving is coming from an upside down Hierophant. This snake feels that everything that they've been doing is in the upright, but it's not. They're warped in the mental body. You're very uninterested in dealing with these people, these desperate people who sabotage themselves. You don't want to deal with these people. They're looking for a safe space. It could be that they felt obligated to do stuff to you for entertainment. They may want to come forth with some honesty. It could be that they were blackmailed. That's what I heard the other day. They blackmailed them all. So it's like they had this snake, Hierophant reverse. They had incriminating, perhaps career ending, and maybe even seriously humiliating and life-threatening information. And they blackmailed them all. And they're uncertain right now because of all the lies they told. They don't know what to do. Because you're positive that the person asking you out or trying to get a date with you or trying to set up an appointment or a meeting or whatever is an imposter. You might be curious about their past, or maybe they're curious about your past, and they want to reconnect to you and be part of your future. This is the leech, the parasite. They want revenge on you. Or maybe there's great news because revenge is, maybe the Lord is, what do you say? Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Maybe that's what's happening here. And on that note, I hope that this clarifies something that you already intuitively knew. And I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.